well-known interior designer from Canada and a good friend of mine, Tracey Fines.
Tracey Fines has been a successful real estate investor for over 25 years. Not only does she flip properties for massive profits, she designs and builds luxury custom homes and develops land. Tracey is an experienced investor and builder, published interior designer, and she has won numerous awards for design. Tracey is an award-winning author and international speaker who has been featured in international publications and on television. Having a zest for life, a love of great design, and an enthusiasm for creating beauty, she will uplift and inspire you to take massive action in your life to achieve your goals. And she wants to help you do the same. Please welcome Tracey Fines.
Then the second part is what I was explaining as well. They're all like interconnected, but getting a long close is tip number 2. When you are an investor and you're going to be adding value to your property, like I recommend, you will probably need to do some planning before you take possession. All right. We want to hit the ground running, right? When we own the property. So we want to do all our planning while we don't own it. Or we're going to save money every month on the mortgage, taxes, and insurance. So we are going to ask for an appropriate close that's going to happen when we have all of the plans in place. And if we have to get a permit, our permit in place before we close. Now, it could be a 6-month close. It could be a year close, like some of mine are, but this is the way you're going to save money. Now, on top of that, you can have a floating close. You can word it such as in that condition that you don't close at all until the permit is received. So just think about how that could benefit you as an investor. Let's say there's a backlog of applications ahead of you to get a building permit, and you couldn't have anticipated that because you thought that there was only a 4-month wait, and there ends up being a 6-month wait. If you build it into your condition of closing, you say that you want to close 14, 30 days upon receipt of the building permit. So then your close becomes flexible. You don't close until you've got the paperwork in hand. You always want to put a condition in there, or you want to put wording in there that basically says it's your decision. You always want to be in control. So make sure that you word it in such a way that you always have the option. It's always your option. Buyer has the option to close early. And I know I have real estate agents in listening right now to this presentation. So I hope you're taking notes. This is really key stuff. It's really creative offer making to benefit you, okay? You're still gonna pay them the money they want, but you just wanna have some more control about how much you're paying while you're getting your approvals. Now, in addition to that, when you are going through this process of getting permits for whatever work you're going to do on your property, you're going to also build into the deal that the seller will assist you with any applications authorizing you to get them. That's another clause and condition in your offer. The seller needs to be supporting you in all applications because you aren't the owner yet. You don't have the right to do any permits for that property when you're not the owner. You can act as an agent, but you need the owner's authorization. Typically, you may need to have the owner sign different applications to authorize as well. You also need to build into that offer. This is my third tip for you. Make sure that when you've put your offer together, you put a clause in there for visits. You are going to need planning visits to the property. And these are not just regular visits that a buyer may want to, look at the property and take their grandmother there to see what property they're buying before they close. This isn't that kind of a visit. You need your consultants and your suppliers sometimes, and sometimes your trades, to visit the property, to give you prices, and to also help you with the planning process. So there's many reasons why you may need access and visits to the property. So I like to say something like this, and this might blow some of your minds, but I might say something like, the buyer and the seller agree that the buyer has the right to visit the property at least 5 times during before the property closes or the transaction is complete. And in addition to that, the buyer and the seller they agree that the buyer has the right to visit the property for their consultants anytime before they close. So that's wide open. Consultants can come anytime. And then in addition to that, I would say something like this: the buyer has the right to come about 5 times in addition to that. Anyway, so basically you get unlimited visits to the property. Now, I don't abuse that in any way. In fact, I never probably even use all of those visits. But you don't want to be restricted on visiting the property for the purpose of your planning, okay? You're going to need to have your surveyor most likely show up there to give you a survey. You're probably going to need your architect, your designer to come there as well. You might want to bring trades to give you quotes before you close on that property and complete your transaction. The really important things that could happen, and you could be doing a lot of planning work. You're doing all of your planning work pretty much before you actually take possession of that property. Now, I have another tip. I guess this is number 4, talking about conditions of financing, conditions of inspection. You may want to put these conditions in, and your real estate agent who's helping you and representing you may want you to, put those things in as well, so that you make sure that you have the financing in place and that the inspection is what is satisfactory to you for the home inspection. Now, because we are creative thinkers and we're entrepreneurs and we're real estate investors, we are looking at doing something a little bit more creative, and that is what I call my blanket condition of lawyer review. So you may want to bring in potential investors to come in on this project with you. You may need some time to get them to the property, but the important thing is that you don't want to lose an opportunity. So if you find a great opportunity and you're a little bit concerned that somebody else may come along and offer with no conditions and take that property from you, you want to go in with a condition of lawyer's review. It's a due diligence period. It's disguised a little bit, right? Because it's not saying due diligence, but it's saying, I want my lawyer to look it over, which can be very true anyway. But during the time that your lawyer takes a look at it, let's say you're doing an off-market deal and you don't have a real estate agent and you just knocked on a door like I do, and you want to make a deal happen. It's prudent of you to have your lawyer review the paperwork, especially if you're not a real estate agent and you're not a lawyer. It's really a good idea that you and the seller sometimes both have your lawyers review it and make sure it's okay. The wording is right. You've got yourself covered and protected. But beyond that, even if you have a real estate agent, I think it's a great idea to add in this offers conditional upon the review and favorable review, let's say, of my lawyer. And I need 5, 10, 20 business days to waive that condition. So it's a great way to tidy up all the conditions, right? Because there could be a condition on financing, could be a condition on inspection, could be, who knows, other conditions for whatever reasons. And you just be able to create a blanket condition upon your lawyer's review. So I like that one. Then you can bring people in, you can organize your financing. If you're taking on partners, you can have a chance to present the opportunity to them, and nobody's going to steal it from you because you've secured that property with a conditional sale, condition on the lawyer's review, right? So that means that nobody else can come in and make an offer to that seller in any way. The seller has committed to you. So it's really important to do that. So and also I love to have a flexible close. So it's nice to have some kind of a condition in there that says, if you don't have your permits or you need an extension, whatever it is, it's nice to have the flexibility built in up front. Okay, so I hope this has helped you. I love structuring the deal. Very important for not spending more than I have to, because I want to keep every dollar I can in my pocket. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and take care. Hey, hi, Tracey Fines here. And I'm so glad that you watched my video and my presentation, because I love sharing what I do. I'm very passionate about it, and I want to help you do this too. So if this is interesting to you and you're excited to get involved in real estate investing, then click the link in the description below, and I invite you to join me at my live presentation where you can ask me questions and I can help you in the best way possible. So I look forward to sharing with you more at that presentation. See you then.